answer out of here for Holly's voice. So right now, a quick reset. We're talking about people who are just not good people, A. B, why there's no sense of community on Clubhouse. Like, Rydell, let me tell you something. If I had to make a 1A and a 1B for loyalty, MG and Rydell are right up there, 1A and 1B. You are not going to find a more loyal person on this app than Rydell. That's a fact. What's up, Rydell? Oh,
Hi,
guys. Also, Rydell, Holly invited me over to her house, even though her husband's going to be there. I said, you don't want to do that because I look better in person.
I love that. Well, hello. And yes, we loved MG. MG is another wonderful, beautiful, biracial, loyal girl. My sister.
Oh, I'm not biracial, though.
I know, I'm just.
Was that inside joke?
My bad.
Okay, that was the inside joke from the other day. Okay, I got you.
Oh, yeah. But, no, absolutely. So what happened? What I missed? Where did all this stem from?
Well, I got a little smoke for you, but it's not real smoke because you are loyal and I love you. I love you. You're my sister, no doubt. But
absolutely.
We were talking about why there's a lack of community on Clubhouse, and I said because people support spaces knowing that it's going to be toxicity. We had Bren today call me a pedophile, but half the people in this room will go to that room. Yeah, half the people in this room will go support his spaces. Which amazes me. And then we got people like Soren, who is Doc Strohan's daughter, offline. It's Doc's Norm, offline. And it's just bizarre to me how we support these spaces with these toxic people.
So I think that many of us don't know that a lot of this happens. I mean, I will have to say this last year, I just had a baby. My son's about ready to turn 1. I've got a 6-year-old. I work full time. My husband works full time. Most of the time it's background noise. I think a lot of us don't really know what's going on because many of us have kind of just gone back into the real world. I mean, this app was big during COVID. I mean, MG knows the drama and the wars we had on this fucking app from 2020.
Hey, I wanted to be left alone. I kept saying, leave me out of this.
Oh, 100%.
Folks kept bringing me in. I wanted to do with it.
Same here. I mean, I remember being pinged into rooms and that people were warning me about certain people, and I'm like, yo, I'm just a conservative. Put me down. But Jay, I think that there's so much going on this app, like one room to another, that if you're not in like a fixed, like concentrated area, it's not like back in the day. You know what I mean? Like I'm never on the app. I can't even wrap my head around what Brent just said to you. I gotta digest that one.
He didn't say it to me because he would never say it to me. He said it in his own room, and I had multiple people reach out to me online saying that he's calling me a pedophile.
Oh, did you ask him? I just like.
Now imagine if you will, right now, because I've said this before and I'll say it again. I think you're the smartest person on this app, and I mean that only because I know you personally.
Yeah.
Imagine if you were a circuit court judge, federal judge, saying slanderous, libelous things online. Does that play into his credibility as a judge or take away from his credibility?
I need to know why he said that with somebody whispering in his ear. There's got to be more to this story.
Well, I'm going to tell you the story. We were in Roger's room. I came to the stage. I didn't say a fucking word. And he started attacking me. And what happened was there was somebody in the room under a pseudonym who called him out and said, hey, you said you were part of the IDF, right? And you were an intelligence officer for the IDF. Now, I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I don't pretend to be. But I would think that if you were part of the IDF intelligence division, you'd speak Hebrew. He doesn't speak a word of it.
Okay, so I think I'm sorry. I'm laughing because I'm trying to digest all this. Wow. Yeah, I think there's a lot of emotion going on. I think people
don't be politician now. Let's keep it real. Because when I first came on this app,
watch this. If he said that all on his own without somebody feeding crap down his throat, that's fucked up. And that's just a fact, especially without there being any proof. I don't know Bren. I've never heard him spout his credential. Listen, everyone on this app is a Clubhouse millionaire, soda cum laude, private school, private university, working for the government with a TS level 4 security clearance. I have learned this through this app. Very few people like myself who have been doxxed. You know, if we've been doxxed, you know what we do. Fuck it, whatever, it's already out there. But I don't really take anything that people say on this app with a grain of salt unless I'm doing business with them personally or they're coming, you know what I mean? I'm gonna meet up with them. That's the first thing, because at that point, you know, like Jay, I already showed you my affiliation. You don't have to question me. You've seen me with Task Force, you know, our mutual connection.
By the way, our mutual connection, you can reach out to him right now, and he'll vouch for me every day of the week.
Oh, well, here, I PTR'd a picture with me and him at an event for the Department of Justice, so you know.
I know you're the real deal, but you know, right, Del? Back in season 1 of Clubhouse, when you claimed to be something, you had to bring receipts on that. Like if I claimed to be, if I was a lawyer, I had to prove I was a lawyer. Now, motherfuckers come on here, excuse my language, it wasn't meant that used by Del, but motherfuckers will come on here and say they're judges and they own houses on the beach in San Diego and penthouses in Los Angeles. Meanwhile, I'm living in a fucking homeless shelter in Sacramento.
Jay, I got scrutiny because I was proud. MG, I don't know if you remember this. I was proud to just be a good old retired, you know, housewife in Montana, right? People were like, oh my God, like, she has to be more, you know, than this Christian woman, this Christian black woman that lives in Montana. Like, people on this app are fucking weird. Do you remember that, MG? They're fucking weird.
Like mental issues.
I undersold myself, Jay. I picked the other end of the spectrum, and people were like, red flag, right? You can't win on this app. So my whole thing is an app. It's you meet the gems on this application, and when you do, you hold them dear and true. Everybody else is just like water off a duck's back.
Well, you know what, right, Del? I've actually met people. I met a lot of people. I probably met, let's say, 50 people from this app, and I'm friends with all of them still to this day. I met Norm. I met Marvin. Marvin's one of the most I've had breakfast and lunch with Marvin. One of the most intriguing people in real life I've ever met. Just a good human being. And I've made some really good friends off this app. But my thing is, there's still no sense of community. MG brought this up, and she's so right. Why is there no sense of community?
So, Jay, real quick, I looked at a profess. So the IDF does not require for a person to speak Hebrew, but once the person, if they meet the requirements that are sufficient for joining the IDF, after they are in, there's a program called ULPAN, ULPAN, which is a program that they actually teach the recruits how to speak Hebrew. So even if he said, you know, well, I joined the IDF and I didn't speak Hebrew, one of the requirements is that you can speak it adequately. You have to be able to be.
He doesn't speak a word of it. He doesn't speak a word of it. And not just that, Rich. He said he was in the intelligence division. Yeah. Rest assured, my friend, you guys speak Hebrew if you're in the IDF intelligence division.
You would, I guarantee one of the main requirements is to be proficient in Arabic and Hebrew. I mean, especially with their dealing with Hamas and, you know, the PLA and stuff like that. I mean, that's a huge thing that they would require.
Richie, check this out. After this room, I'll probably never speak about Brent again. But when you go after my friends, when he went after Roger, when he went after Kelly, when he went after Rohan,
he's a piece of shit. Yeah.
And I stood up for these people because they're my friends. See, I don't know how it is where you're at in Texas, or Rydell in Montana, or Wyoming, wherever she's at, or Holly down in Atlanta. But here in Brooklyn, Loyalty's not a word; it's a lifestyle. If I call you friend, bro, believe me, I got your back. Even if you're wrong, I'm gonna have your back.
Yeah, I think that's something that exists all over the U.S., but yeah, definitely here in Texas too.
I think the problem with what MG had stated, it's a very valid point, and I think there's a combination of things. There's no camaraderie on this app. I think there's just been a lot of bad blood in the beginning. This app, people were laid off. People were scared if they believed the COVID hype. Sorry, I didn't buy it. You had a lot of bad blood take place. We were spending large quantities of time together. And people lied about who they were because they wanted to fit in. And then people were doxxed, and then people were wrongfully doxxed, or people were rightfully exposed. We can go in every direction and every extreme. This application, unless you're brand new and you're kind of catching in at the tail end, this app, I don't know, it's tainted, right? There's a lot of history within a short period of time, because we got we're talking 7 days a week. There were people on this application for 18 hours a day beginning of 2020. It was insane. And that kind of continued up until the end of 2021. The amount of crap that has happened is a lot. So Jay, my whole point is this. I think this is kind of a new experiment to the human sort of experience or human relation. I talk about this all the time. It's odd to me how much people on this app who I've never met in real life hold so much love in my heart, and how much I care about you. It's very, very, very interesting. So I think we are kind of experimenting with social media, relationships, loyalty, and kind of being authentic on an application where there's not a whole lot of consequences for behavior, if that makes sense.
100%. Let me just say this, and I agree with everything you just said. But Steve, before I go, I got you. Before I go to you, let me just say something real quick. So Beth came to my stage. Everybody knows Beth because this woman's in 9,000 rooms a day, right? But I'm gonna say this sincerely. This is one of the nicest human beings you will ever engage with. No questions asked. I've never heard Beth say a bad thing about anybody. She always leads with kindness. And the shit this woman's gotten on this app is beyond my comprehension. I have nothing but love, admiration for Beth, and respect. So I just wanted to say that real quick before I forget. Steve, what's up, Steve?
Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. It's always good to hear your voice. You're one of those people on this app that when you come into my space, I'm happy to see you, legitimately. You're a good man.
Same here, Jay. Was you talking about Brent, the lawyer / judge?
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you what the deal is, Jay.
By all means.
All right. Well, here's what it is. If you don't bow at the intellectual altar of Brent Almighty, then you are in his way, and he will be condescending, he will be derisive, and he will try to let you know real quick that you need to follow along like a little poodle walking down the street. And if you don't do that, then you invoke his ire. So somewhere along the way, you don't agree with everything he said and how he said it, and you become the object of his derision.
Stevie, check this out. First of all,
You're right. You're absolutely right, Steve.
David, the only thing that whether I agree with Brent or not, you know why he's mad at me, Steve? Because I stood up to him. He's a bully. He went after my friends. You don't fuck with my friends.
Yeah, and here's the thing, Jay. He views most people that he interacts with, even though he tries to interact with them in a way that's that he perceives to be polite. He's polite with condescension, and you standing up to him was just a bridge too far. It's really that simple with him.
Well, here's the thing, Steve. You can have a problem with my friends. They're big. They're adults. They can stand up for themselves. But when you come with some bullshit saying that they disagree with him because he's a homosexual, we all know that's bullshit. I'm sorry. That's just I can't stomach that. There's a saying we have here in Brooklyn, Steve. You can only shove shit down somebody's throat till they say they're full. I'm full, my friend.
There's some things that once people say there's no going back, and I definitely applaud you for standing your ground. I think, especially given how honest you've been and how open you've been about who you are, who you've been, and the transition you've made. There's nothing worse than when someone turns around and not only manipulates it to make it worse than what it is, but tries to stone you for something that you've kind of already given back to. You've already done the work, right, to kind of move forward from it. So again, guys, like on this app, I'm still trying to swallow the fact that he said that. I don't know him really well, so I don't know why I'm so shocked. I think maybe because of his close affiliation with Roger and Kelly. I didn't know that he was disrespectful to Roger and Kelly as well, or other individuals. So I must have missed a lot because you guys were a whole crew. You know what I mean? So it was like Roger, Kelly, you, Normo, Hakima, Bren, like that was the team. So this fallout has got me a little sideswiped. So you got to forgive me. I'm tongue-tied.
Well, let me just say this.
Yeah.
Kelly's a big girl. She can stick up for herself. Same thing with Roger and all them. But
And he sorry to interrupt. Just for clarity, he disrespected Kelly and Roger?
he threatened to sue them, saying that they were homophobic, which we all know is bullshit.
Wait a minute. Wait, Kelly and Roger are I'm sorry. What?
And Kelly, I apologize. I'm not trying to put your business out there, but every time we keep sweeping this shit under the rug, this guy gets away with more and more. Now he's calling me a pedophile. I'm done with all. Here's the problem. You know what the problem is right now? People like you, people like Beth, people like Dizzy Holly, who are forgiven, and just be like, all right, it's over, it's done, let's move on. Let's sing Kuma. Fuck that. Because when you keep giving them an inch, they take a foot.
I'm still laughing at Roger and Kelly being homophobic. That's fucking crazy. The nice part, yeah, I will say I'm very forgiving. I've forgiven people who I probably shouldn't. I don't have the capacity to be mean. Or I don't know. I'm so into my real world and off of this application that I'm just like, okay, you're a face, you're a person. We can be cohesive, right? I can sit in a room with you. I don't need to bang it out with you. If you cross me while on the stage, though, I'll crash the fuck out and I'll remove you. Very few times do I get out of my skin. But what they said to you, now that's another level, right? So I completely understand where you're at. I think that's absolutely disgusting. I'm really sick of people actually throwing that terminology around. And to my understanding, to make such a statement like that while being a federal court judge, I don't think that's a smart idea given the fact that this is a social media app. There could possibly be consequences to things like that. So I personally, if I was a federal judge, I don't think I would actually be on this app. I'm going to be honest with you.
But he's here under a pseudonym.
I understand, but I'm pretty sure Bren lost his mind because he was doxxed. I met Bren when the whole doxing thing had transpired, and he was like livid and freaking out, right? So he's not under a pseudonym, right? Depending on who you are and who you know, people know who he is, and there are people who I'm aligned with who have claimed that the credentials are completely full of shit. There are people that I know who claim that they're not full of shit. I just don't have the time, nor do I care to actually look into this. I'm not going to, because in my opinion, that's fucking weird.
Rydell, let me just cut you. You don't have to even mute up. Let me just cut you off for a second.
Yeah.
I know people that met him in real life and said he's full of shit.
Okay, there you go, right? And so and that's my point, because I can't swallow a federal court judge making a statement like that. That doesn't compute with me. That would be that doesn't add up. So, yeah.
Let me say hello to Beth real quick. Hey, Beth. Bethy. Well, I guess she's not there. It's not just him right now. This app went down.
Sorry.
What's going on?
I'm just hopping in, watching a movie, chilling out. It's cold here in Florida.
How do you, with all the shit you went through on this app, lead with love every day? How do you do that? I'm trying to figure myself out.
Mm-hmm. Like I've said many times, Jay, to people, you know what? Say whatever you want, do whatever you want, but until you pay my bills, you're probably not going to affect me. I've made really great friends on this app, and a lot I've met in person, a lot I've done business with, and, you know, I think it is. I didn't look at my screen to see who was speaking, but it is like a science experiment, right? It's a social audio experience. How are people going to react? What level can we get them to? And where is it going to go? And I'm just going to say, Jay, you know, I have had rooms opened about me because I told people many years ago on this app, please, you are going to lose your job. You have no clue who is sitting in the audience. Just stop. Don't go that route. You're going to lose endorsements. I would never hire you. And people didn't like it when I said that. But guess what? They've came back around, and I'm working very closely with somebody that totally was like, you were right. I said, well, I don't need to be right. I just see what I see in front of me, Jay. And when I see things in front of me, I can either be nice or I can just be quiet and move on. Back to you.
Thank you, Beth. Question I have is, I don't think this community. I mean, I have friends on here that I consider part of my circle, but there's not an overlapping feeling of community. But also, why is there no accountability? There's no fucking accountability at all. You can say the most egregious, vile things about somebody, about their families, and 5 minutes later, you're in their space supporting them. Why? Why is there no accountability?
See, now that again, so we're back onto it's selective outrage, right? I've heard the justification before. It's, you know, there's not enough people on this app. You can't hold, you know, it's not real. It's just entertainment. Justification. We all have also different standards and different lines. If you actually are convicted of something atrocious, or it's an active conviction, you know. For other people, it might be, you know, I'm not going to talk to you because of your race, or I'm not going to affiliate with you because of your sexuality. I mean, there's so many different lines. So Jay, we would have to socially on this app all agree and have a standard. Right?
I think doxing someone's daughter, we can all rally around and say
that's disgusting.
Yeah. I mean, what I'm advocating for is just the most egregious of egregious acts, right? Not, okay, you know, Beth and I got into a cursing match and now we don't like each other today. That's not what I'm talking about.
I would pay for you not to have a cat fight. Okay.
That's not what I'm talking. I'm talking about the doxing, the relentless bullying, the name calling people pedophiles. Like, wow. Like, there should be a red line. I'm confused on why we don't have a red line. We have red lines in real life, but not on the metaverse. It's weird to me.
But MG, because it's not real. And here's the thing:
it is real.
No. But listen. There are people that are so desensitized, right, to the messed up stuff that we were all.
So now I got to suffer because of their trauma.
I didn't say you have to.
So now the normal people got to suffer because they're traumatized.
Bingo.
What is this? I don't know.
I'll tell you a good thing to as far as behavior, and I try and operate like this. If you say something in a way or convey something to someone that you wouldn't do if they stand there looking you in the eye, then you're probably doing the wrong thing. And the way I try and operate is what I say, what I believe. If you're standing here or sitting in my living room, I'd look you right in the face and say the same thing I would on the app. Nothing less, nothing more. Like I go into Gary's room a lot, and me and him will have exchanges once in a while. And Gary calls me out, and I've said something wrong. It doesn't hurt my pride or credibility. Say, hey, Gary, you're right. I was wrong on that one. That's the same way I'd interact with anyone anywhere. And I think what we got is got a bunch of people that get on the app that don't act like they would act with someone staring them in the face. There's a difference. And that's how I try and operate.
Let me jump in here real quick, Steve. I agree with you, but I want to go to Scott. Scott, before you unmute, let me just say this, man. For a while, I was kind of on the fence about you. I couldn't really get a feeling either way. But, man, after the last few exchanges we had, I got to say, I really like you, man. I got a lot of respect for you. Scott Jones.
Thank you. That's very, very kind of you to say. Thank you very much.
I've seen you grown, bro. You don't have to meet up. I've seen you grown as a man on this app. Like, I've seen how you interact with people. It's grown leaps and bounds.
I don't know. I pretty much the same. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of facets to me, so I don't know, like.
I'm saying what I've seen, right? So let me just say this. It's easy on this app to disparage somebody, to put somebody down. I don't think there's enough praising and giving flowers. And I wanted to praise you, man, because I got a lot of respect for you.
That's very kind. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I agree, Jay. Scott's someone that me and him don't agree all the time politically, but I think he's a good dude. And we can have interaction and be perfectly fine with each other, even while we're disagreeing. And that to me is what this should be about. And someone can hold a different position, and we can be cool with that. And I appreciate Scott for that.
Well, before we make this Scott admiration room, I want those flowers.
We can keep going.
I got you, Scotty. But let me say hello to Abby real quick, because. Let me tell you,
that's my best friend in the whole world. We're going to go to a hockey game together.
Well, then I can guarantee you, right there, I guarantee you she's getting you seats right on the rink.
I know. Oh, I know.
Let me say this, and I said this to Jane earlier, and I said it before. The most intimidating thing on this app is a beautiful, smart woman. And Abby gets a lot of smoke because a lot of these guys are scared of her because she's smarter than them. So I just wanted to throw those flowers to Abby, who I have nothing but love, respect, and admiration for.
Thank you. That's so sweet. Today's my birthday, actually.
Oh,
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. You're 25 today, huh?
Yeah, counting backwards. I'm back east because I was at the inauguration. Now I got a football game on Sunday that we better win. So I went to South Philly. Scott knows what that's like. Best Italian food.
Wait, hold on, Abby. Hold on, Abby. Because I'm going to try to mooch off you. A, who you going to this game with?
Right.
And B, where are the seats?
I got to be careful on my answers on this. I'm sitting in a suite this time. So I don't want to say. I just don't want to say. But
I'm only 90 minutes away if you have an extra seat.
I wish on this I'm someone's guest. But anyway, hopefully we win. I mean, this is a big rivalry on Sunday. I don't know. Are you putting money on it?
I took the Eagles in the over.
Well, Abby, you already know if Winnipeg and Knights are playing each other, I'm going to fly you out and I'm going to take you to a real Canadian whiteout, and then me and my husband will join you back in
100%. I'm so afraid of that whiteout that you do there. Shit, that is really intimidating.
What's the whiteout?
So the Winnipeg Jets, you have to understand, it's the heart of winter in Winnipeg, which is Manitoba. It's north of North Dakota, right? So we're talking about the Midwest, and it's right underneath the Canadian Shield. So all of the Canadians go out in the pure, it's called a whiteout. So the snow will be going down so hard that the sky looks white, the ground is white, and all the Canadians are wearing pure white outside, cheering and preparing for the hockey game. So it's extremely intimidating because those Canadians on that part are cold acclimated. So like what would be like 10, 15 degrees in the United States, negative 11, 12, 13 in Canada, that's like a summer for these people. In normal white clothes.
Right now, she's not going to North Dakota or any of these other states.
For hockey, I would do this, but it's scary. No, if you see them on TV, it's like so intimidating. I can't imagine if you're the opposing team playing in that rink. The whole arena,
It's
people
white.
are in white.
Yep.
Everyone's in white.
Yeah, complete whiteout, and especially outside the celebration that takes place. So as the opposing team is coming in, you've got Canadians, just like a football game, right, Jay? Outside screaming, like it's insane. And just like Knights or Abby, who would you say is another big one? Like the Philadelphia,
Like the
right?
Flyers.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
That's what it is for hockey in Canada, particularly Winnipeg. Like people are fighting. It's
Not
fun.
fair. It's their total. This is their life. Like it's like it's like Yankees or Mets fans. Like
I'm a diehard Met fan. Be careful.
Yeah, but it's like everything for them.
It's all about the Rangers, baby, and the Astros.
I got cut out, guys. Jay, David, Scott, it's good seeing all you guys.
Steve,
Have a good day.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you for your comments.
Take
David,
care,
it's
Ho.
nice to see you here.
Well, let me say this before you go, Steve, man. Everybody follows Steve. He's just a good human being, cares about his community. Get to know Steve, and you'll definitely grow. I promise.
Well, thanks, Jay. There's a lot of good people on here. And like I say, I've met a lot of people that I don't agree with politically, but they're good people. I don't have to agree with everyone on everything to recognize a good person when I see one.
Well, Steve, before you go, let me say this, man. I've never, ever had a desire to go to West Virginia, but if I ever did, it would be because I'd want to come meet you, man. That's the truth. You're good.
Hey, me and Gary had lunch down here, Jay. It was cool. He stopped in and seen me.
Very cool, very cool. But let me once again wish Abby a happy birthday. Be good, Stevie.
I too. He's such a great guy. I was able to have dinner with him. What a wonderful man.
Well,
So
you're about to upgrade your life because come April, you're gonna have dinner with Roger Mayhem and JB at WrestleMania, baby, and then we'll go to your house for Passover. Mazel.
Maybe a hockey game. Wait, Rydell, are we in the playoffs start when? Like probably mid-April?
Mid-April, yep.
Mid-April, yeah. We'll be in the playoffs.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so our two teams, so you can get context on what she and I have been going through. Our two teams are back and forth with first place in the whole league.
Yeah.
So I think we've lost a few.
Well, my team sucks. I'm a
You did, and
okay, right now. I was just saying, I'm a Ranger fan.
Well, Abby, when you and I made that bet, we here's the issue with the Jets. We had the first half, right, of the entire NHL at home, and then out of nowhere, our boys were on the road for 17 consecutive days. Right, it was just like travel game. So we were just getting our asses handed to us. But now I think the Knights are in that situation, right? So it's a balancing act. It's a balancing act. Yeah.
Well, before we continue on this hockey, let me say hello to Rena. Yo, Rena, man, your PTR, you look amazing. Just saying. So, Abby, I'm going to ask you a question that may make you feel uncomfortable, but I'm hoping you're drunk on your birthday. There's in my opinion, a fake judge on this app. Could a federal judge come on this app and call somebody a pedophile?
Abby, you know exactly who he's talking about.
Yes, I do. So I'm only going to, I could put it in the chat if you'd like, but if you're a federal judge, you cannot be on social media. End of story. It's a violation of it. It's an ethical violation.
Is this considered social media, though?
Yes.
Yes.
I can put it, if you'd like, the rules for the bench in the chat.
Next time,
you cannot be on social media.
It's your birthday. I don't want you doing any research.
It's okay. That one's an easy one to find. But you can also look at the ABA. It's easy research. So that's the answer.
And impersonating a federal position is also illegal. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be doing that.
Well, thank you, ladies. I'm gonna ask Scott Jones a question. Scott Jones, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Scotty, what's the name of your podcast so we can all listen to you, man?
I have two. One is called Give and Take, and the other is called New Persuasive Words. I can put links in the chat.
That'd be great, man. Let's all support Scott in his new mission in his podcasting career. I think he's going to do amazing things. Miss Shirley, how you doing, Miss Shirley? Long time no speak.
Well, hello. How are you, hon?
Great. I don't know if I ever told you this or not, but I love your accent.
Well, thank you, dear. You're very charming.
I don't know about that, but I know what I said. You know, Shirley,
Yeah.
you could change your picture and change your name. I'd still know it's you just by your accent.
Well, that is true. I do recognize people by their voices for the most part on this app.
Shirley, what do you
It's
think?
kind of amazing.
What do you think about Donald Trump signing an order today to release the JFK files?
Well, I'm old enough that I remember JFK being murdered, and my father thought that the CIA did it and the mafia. So I am a very old conspiracy theorist. So I figured we're going to find out soon. So I think it's a good thing. Let's see, who was it else? I want to know who killed MLK Jr. Anyway, just saying.
What do you think about President Trump releasing those files?
I think it's a great deal. I'm in. I'm all in. I think it's. I want to know what Abby thinks about him taking away Mikey's
Mike Pompeo?
security. Yeah, that's kind of. I don't know.
I love Pompeo a lot, but I mean, there's lots of these executive orders are all over the place. You know, the birthright one, I think he will lose. I don't think it's constitutional. I just don't see it.
I missed that. Oh, the birthright thing.
It doesn't fly.
I feel really mixed about that one too, Abby. I'm not.
Well, surely it's like there's just too much law and precedent and it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. The only argument that he could make that I see any logic to is when we look at law, we look at the legislative intent behind any law. And if you look at the legislative intent, when the 14th Amendment was written, which it was written because of the Dred Scott case, you know, historically, to counter Dred Scott, which was such a bad decision. But the guy that wrote those words, those 6 words that are now the big issue, was, I think, from Michigan. And supposedly he published about what he was writing that it excluded aliens. You know, it excluded non-citizens. And that was his intent. So that would be the only argument, and I don't think it wins, but I could see them trying to use that. Because, you know, when you try to nullify a law or you're explaining a law, you look at what led up to that law getting passed, and that's the verbiage, like the congressional record, things like that. So with the amendment, this was and I can't remember the guy's name, but I think it was from Michigan, that actually drafted the 14th Amendment in the 1800s.
Everybody, hold on. Abby, you know I'm not a Trump supporter, right? I'm not a Trump lover, but I will say this. I love everything he's done since day one. Everything. I wouldn't change a fucking thing. Excuse my language.
But the arrests that they made in Boston were kind of amazing in the last 48 hours. And that we've all been watching that. We've been watching of all the places that they've had like a lot of criminal activity. Boston had, you know, ICE had identified all these rapists, like of children. I mean, just really bad actors that were in that area. So I think that and you have a crazy mayor that's, you know, fighting it as sanctuary. But I agree with what he did.
Yes, yes, absolutely. back to the 14th Amendment, I do think that's okay. People will argue with me. I don't want to say this to be argued with. At some point, it was speculated that there were more Hispanic babies born in Dallas than in Mexico City, and then there'll be people that will argue with you over it. I don't know if that's true, but and if you take a vacation to the United States to have a baby, so it can be an American citizen. Okay, that sounds kind of bad, but some of this stuff that they were talking about this morning, I don't think he's going to get that one. And I'm from a state where we have so many immigrants, and we none of us want the criminals, but there's a lot of people that have lived a lifetime in the United States that are not legal. And it's, it's all kind of tough.
Shirley, I think the target right now is the criminals. I really think that that's what they're looking for. I don't think they're looking for your gardener or my gardener. Like, I just think it's the criminals that...
I have to agree with you, Abby. And
let me jump in, Rich, real quick. 2 seconds. First off, before I go to Linda or Wally Green, who I haven't spoken to him forever, but he's a good dude. Amy, who are you, Amy? You have no friends, no followers?
I'm a French, now living in Canada. So, I don't know what to say.
I don't even know who you are. I can't understand half the things you're saying. Linda, how you doing tonight, Linda?
She said she was French Canadian. I was going to ask her what part of Quebec. Sorry, Linda, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that's okay. You kicked her. So sorry.
No, not at all. Hi, guys. Good evening. I'm doing okay. Thanks for asking. And
Linda, I have to say, I always love when you come to my spaces, sincerely.
Well, thank you. I'm always glad to be here. And I have to say that I do agree with what you said, and then I agree with Abby agreeing with you about all the directives that Trump has signed off on so far.
I mean, he's basically has lived up to everything he said he's going to do from day one.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, contrary to Biden, who didn't do shit. I'm sorry. And I'm a lifelong Democrat. Now, I'm more of a centralist, but you know what
He was in the Oval Office signing at least past 1 a.m. the day he was inaugurated.
Hey, Jay, you mind if I mention something?
Okay, Rich.
Yeah, so there was a criminal alien who had been here for like 20 years, and his wife and kids under the last administration for President Trump, 2016 to 2020. And they were sitting in the airport, and they were crying about how their father was being, deported. And he had been here for 20 years, and he's a business owner, and this, that, and the third. But they forgot to mention that 5 years prior, he was in a vehicular homicide where he killed somebody for drinking and driving.
Well, hold on a second. I answer a question. Downtown Julie Brown. What's up, downtown? Long time no speak. She said it was some 30 years ago. Then Amber said, was Roger taken off that? Roger was clipped today, unfortunately. He'll be back.
What happened?
What?
Yeah, Roger got clipped. And you people could thank Ben Mendelsohn for that. So when you go into that piece of shit space...
Seriously, wait, explain what happened. I know he was going after Benny at, formed another house.
Yeah. So Jay, you're going to need to give me and Abby a rundown of what the hell's been happening, please.
Listen, I can only tell you what I know. What I know is Roger was going to open a house to compete with Deep State Patriots. And from what I've been told, Ben Mendelsohn did a mass report and got Roger suspended off the app.
I know. Okay, I will say this. I know that Ben did not report him. Somebody else did. Because Ben, by the time Ben found out about it, because I was an emissary, Roger sent me to go tell Ben that he was welcome in the Shallow State Patriots and they would mod him. So I went to Ben and I said, Ben, I have a message from Roger. That Roger started the Shallow State Patriots. It's going to be an open-minded group, which won't censor people. He'd like you to be a moderator. And then, Ben said, no, thank you, and had a message for Roger, which I took back. But when I took back the message, by then, Ben had just found out about the shallow state, so somebody else in the room, I think.
Scott, I gotta stop. Hold on. Scotty, I say this respectfully. I don't know if you've been doing Clubhouse long enough, but I know you've been on for a minute. Ben Mendelsohn's a habitual liar. I don't believe anything he fucking says. If he's saying somebody else said it, he's a liar. Okay? He's a piece of shit. And you're not allowed, if you have an opposing view, if you support Donald Trump and any of his policies, Ben Mendelsohn comes after you. He came after me. So I have zero respect for that guy. I don't trust anything he says.
I'm just relaying what exchange happened, though. Whether or not that's credible, you can evaluate. I'm just telling you what I saw, and I'm not vouching for the kingdom. Who knows? I mean, but as far as I know, yeah, that is how I what I witnessed in the exchange, because I was the go-between.
Who do you think did it then, if he didn't?
I don't know. I have no idea. And maybe Ben did that. I don't know. But I mean,
are we talking about the black guy, Ben, with the hat?
No. The dude that's married to the lady who lives in Africa and is it the Brazilian?
He's a pseudo diplomat because he sleeps next to a trans diplomat.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Okay, so what grounds was Roger clipped? Like, I'm confused.
I don't know. I just know he got clipped. Okay. He got suspended. Said he's gonna appeal the suspension, and hopefully he'll be back on soon.
Does Roger have a Telegram? Because if he can send us the appeal information, many of us can actually fight the appeal and get him on sooner.
Wait, Rowan got suspended also?
No, Rowan's fine. He was in this room a little while ago.
No, it was here.
But it's also like 2 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning there, so I mean you can't stay too long. What's up, Wally Green? For those of you who don't know Wally Green is a world famous ping pong player. True story. Man's been all over the news, all over the world. Went to China and played ping pong. What's up, Wally Green?
Yo, what's good, man? What's going on?
See, I pay attention when you talk. Was I right about what I just said?
Yeah. What's going on? Long time,
man. Wally also owns a ping pong club in Manhattan where they serve beverages. So if you guys in the city, show some love.
Wait, where is this club? In Manhattan?
Yeah, so I have 2 in Manhattan and 5 across the country. So the 2 in Manhattan, one's on 23rd and Park, and the other one's on 49th and Broadway in Times Square.
Hey, so Wally, do me a solid. Take 2. Oh, hold on, Abby. Wally, do me a favor so everybody understands what I'm talking about. They don't think I'm just batshit crazy. Give us a 2-minute Cliff Notes version of who you are, where you've been, and what you are now with your pink.
All right. Yeah, so the name's Wally Green. Originally grew up in Brooklyn. Had a really crazy life when I was a kid. Gangs, guns at 13. Almost killed both my parents. So that kind of very toxic, severe family. Found the sport that I hated, which was ping pong. Took me around the entire world. I've been probably to every major country in the entire world, and I've also done diplomacy for world peace through sport in North Korea. So I'm one of very few people in the entire world who's been to North Korea. And now I own a bunch of clubs.
Wait, hold on. I have to ask you a question. Yeah. I haven't met anybody that's been to North Korea, bro.
Yeah.
And by the way, people, what he's saying, everything he's saying is absolutely true. But Wally, how bad is the food in North Korea?
That's so. Oh man! But you asked that question, it just made me laugh because I just thought about something. So when I was there, they tried to give me Western food instead of giving me Asian food. Like, I'm fine with Asian food, but they tried to make Western food, so it was completely horrible. I got pictures of it. It's horrible. It's so bad. Yeah. But you just made me laugh.
How popular is ping pong there? Is it a popular sport in North Korea?
Of course. In every Asian country.
Right. I knew in other Asians. I didn't know in North Korea. Wow.
Yeah. North Korea won a gold medal with I think they played with South Korea. One Olympic. It was like not 2 Olympics ago. They won. They got together supposedly for peace, and they won a gold medal together.
Well, let me jump in here real quick, Wally. So,
Yeah.
for those who don't realize, this young man grew up in abject poverty, around crime and drugs his whole life, found ping pong, and now owns clubs all over the country. He's been all over. He's been to countries we only dream of. The only other person I know that goes to these countries is Abby. But, let me tell you something. Kudos to this dude to find the fortitude to get out of poverty. Good for you, Wally. Proud of you.
I appreciate it.
Wally, where else are your clubs other than New York?
DC, Philadelphia, Seattle, Boston. Am I missing DC, Philadelphia, Seattle, Boston?
Where are you in Philly?
Anything in Nevada?
Downtown.
Where? Downtown?
If you just Google Spin Philadelphia, Spin Philly,
Okay.
you'll find it.
Do that.
All our clubs are called Spin.
Really? I'm in Seattle. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Well,
Seattle's one of my
let me
favorites.
tell you something, bro. If you get this young lady, Abby, it's her birthday today. If you get her to come to your club with some of her friends, your rent will be paid for 10 years.
Nice.
You're 5 blocks. You're 15th and Walnut. You're like right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, it's really close to where I am.
Well, now you got to go, Abby.
Yeah, for sure. This is something that would be great in Vegas too. I just have to tell you.
Yeah, we were thinking of Vegas a while ago.
Wally, listen to me, young man.
Yeah.
Miss Abby, I'm not trying to dox her because she knows I love her. Is a very, very influential, high-powered attorney in Vegas. If you're going to do anything in Vegas, connect with Miss Abby. She'll hook you up.
Sweet, but it's interesting because we do so much with golf stuff and with pool, but I don't think we have ping pong that I know of.
Oh, cool.
So these are like clubs with bars also?
Yeah, full bar, full restaurants.
Like a sports bar kind of thing?
No, sort of, kind of, but not really like a sports bar. A lot more elegant than what your typical sports bar would be.
Well, you get any celebrities that support this or no?
Susan Sarandon is a co-founder. So pretty much every celebrity has been in my club. Actually, Prince, before he died, was at my club with what's his name? Jay Leno. It's a very famous story. You can just Google it. Prince and Jay Leno play ping pong. That's at my club.
Didn't expect Susan Sarandon, did we, JB?
Say again?
No, that's definitely a celebrity, Susan Sarandon. He doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Wally, we haven't spoken in a while, so
yeah.
I'm not a Susan Sarandon fan only because she's anti-Israel.
Not a fan.
She's pretty intense. So I'll tell you a funny story. During the summer, she had said some really intense stuff. And we were kind of really worried because I was checking the Twitter pages, and then people were like, Susan Sarandon owns that bar. We shouldn't support it, right? So we were really worried that we were gonna get protesters in front of the clubs and stuff. But luckily, she's a silent partner now. Not like before. So most people don't even realize she's a partner. But
let me just say this real quick. I know because you and I have shared enough space.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that you're your own man and you don't support anything she has said. So you still have my support. You still have my love and admiration, and I'm still gonna come to your club.
Yeah, appreciate you, bro. You're always welcome.
So, I know that you have nothing to do with her political views.
Yeah.
I'm totally checking this out tomorrow. I'm literally just a few blocks away. This is so cool.
I have to ask Gabby,
What?
what did you have for dinner in the Italian restaurant?
Oh my God, it was great. It was, is there any Italian people on the stage?
I ran one. I'm German, but I ran one for 17 years.
So the owners are from Abruzzi?
Yep.
So it's Abruzzi food, very specific. So very unusual. It's great. I mean, if you know South Philly, there's lots of choices of Italian food there. But this was a lot of new restaurants on Passyunk. Anyway, it's very good. Like every city in the East Coast, you know, Boston, New York, Philly, we have our Italian sections, and we do our food a little differently. Philly tends to be a little heavier than New York.
Well, Abby, I'll tell you this, only because I ran a big restaurant in Little Italy in New York. It's not cooked by Italians. The recipes aren't even Italian. So it's bizarre to me, you know, that they label that area Little Italy when none of those restaurants are owned by Italians anymore.
Really?
100%.
Like Angelo's in New York is not Italians anymore?
I ran a place called Di Gennaro on Hester and Mulberry. Great. I mean, the food's good, but it's owned by two Lebanese women, two sisters. The cooks are Mexican. The recipe, I looked at the recipes. I'm like, this is not Italian, but people buy it because it's a Little Italy. Anyway, I gotta go. MG, David, Rydell, Beth, Abby, Linda, you guys want to keep it open? I got a boogie.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself. Nice to talk to you.
Guys, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, take care.
Bruce is kind of middle Italy, but it's considered south. But it's
in the middle, right?
So wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I came back for one reason only. Wally Green. Can Abby drop your name at your place tomorrow and have her treat her like the VIP she is? It's her birthday.
Yeah, if she wants to go, yeah, just hit me up. I'll call for you.
Well, yeah, we'll go there tomorrow. I'm literally, I'll walk right by it. Is it open during the day or is it just at night?
No, it's open during the day too.
No, for sure I'm doing this. Thank you.
Yeah. If you can just I'll send you my number or something like that, and then just tell me like what time you want to go. And if you're gonna go with some people or something, so I can book the table for you, because you know, like the way it works, like people book these ping pong tables. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to, but it's still fun. And then the servers will serve you at your table.
How many ping pong tables do you have normally at a location?
It depends on the size. So in New York, we have 15 plus a VIP room that has 3. So each venue is different according to the size. In the Times Square one, we have 9.
I'm excited to see this. I'm just a shitty ping pong player. Guys, anyone on stage play ping pong?
I'm actually surprisingly good the more drunk I get. It's bad. But sober me playing ping pong, oh no.
It's pretty funny right now. There's another thing we can bet on.
I love it, Abby. I'm so serious though. It's Jeff and I, we were just sitting here, we were just like, you know what? Like, we need to leave the cold. As much as we love the cold, don't get me wrong, love. We're both looking for a little bit of sun. So I can only handle, though, Abby, the heat for so long because 70 degrees, I'm sweating, girl. So your state kills me.
It's not, I mean, right now, Nevada's still cold and windy. You know, it'll stay windy through March. And then, like, I just think of when people are out at the pools at the hotels and they start going out to the pools, you know, for sure in April.
Yeah. No,
March can get windy.
Yeah. Well, my husband is, his birthday's in August. And so the last time we went down there, was for his birthday, and I almost died. I was like, I can't do this. And then we went to a Rob Zombie concert in 2019 in October, and we were laughing at how all of you, everybody, because it was an outdoor, the Rock Fest that you guys do every year, the outdoor one. Well, Rob Zombie was the last performer, and my husband just adores them because the U.S. would blast Rob Zombie music right in in Iraq and Iran, right, just to be bad. But anyways, everyone was wearing sweaters and pants, and I was practically sweating in skinny jeans and a tank top. It was brutal.
August is like, it's the problem with August. July is usually the hottest, but August you get the humidity, because it's when the monsoons will start. So it's hot, and you can get a little humidity. It's bad time.
I can't do it. Yeah, just no. June, July, August, September is your guys's just sort of heat. Let's see, 90 and above.
Well, June it hit 117. It hit 120. I think this year in June. Yeah. June, July, and August, but September is beautiful usually.
Yeah.
But that's like 100 is nice weather for us. Like in the 90s, 95 to 100 is nice.
You hear yourself.
It's a dry heat.
It's really, I know it sounds crazy. Like mid 90s is a nice day in Vegas.
David, let me give you an idea.
It's a desert. It cools off at night.
I'm from Boulder, honey.
What do I eat in a weird way in public?
No, I just said I like eating with you in public because, you enjoy your food, and I enjoy my food, and we're enjoying eating food. I don't like people just sit there staring at the food. Restaurant food's expensive. You gotta leave.
Yeah.
That they can do this mind melding shit, and we just had no it's just impossible to explain that in physical or natural terms. That would give some pretty good credence, I think. At least to naturalism being false, at least it. Where'd Brother Josh go? He wanted to grill Sam.